Hey, buddy, it's Victor. It's time to lead run here, the Binding of Isaac Victor Repentance series. Happy Saturday, Mosh Pit. I hope your weekends are going off to a good start here. We're still waiting for another video to cross 3,000 likes, but we have a couple of videos from this past week that are very close, like I said yesterday. So make sure, if you want to support the channel, go click that like button. Also, go check out the new YouTube short that came out on Wednesday. For those of you who have not seen it already, I think it's being distributed, but who knows how YouTube works, and go give that a follow as well, or give it a like as well. I'll talk about that in just a moment, but first off, here's your video of the day, submitted this time around by Dafla107. Title of the thread was made myself a Sinvicta cover with my 3D printer. Love how it turned out. And yes, indeed, this looks absolutely amazing. I'm honored to be on someone's cell phone now. So there you go. Thank you, Dafla. I think you did a great job, and that would make a fantastic thing to sell if I had the ability to make those. I guess they look pretty good. Thank you very much, Dafla. Oh man, it is going to be November Hotel 277 Echo Alpha 2. We've got terrible tears rate. Good damage, good movement speed, though, because we got Abba Dabba Ding Dong. And we're also starting off with the Golden Razor Blade, which is the reason why we have 5 cents. But yeah, opening up here, talking about a little bit about YouTube Shorts and TikToks. And I am very happy and pleased to announce, for those of you who missed the community post on Thursday, that Agramonopolis, your Agramonopolis, aka Alex, aka the thumbnail guy, he officially has joined the team and is going to be my editor for YouTube content, YouTube Shorts, not YouTube content, but YouTube Shorts and TikToks. So I'm very, very, very happy that Alex is willing to do that. He already has a very kind of busy workload doing all the art for me, and then of course commissions and stuff like that as well. But he wanted to don the cap of a video editor, and I'm more than happy to have him and hire him for that as well. So yeah, it's a two-man operation now. We got Alex doing the art, and now also doing the video editing, which is just so awesome. He did a great job, and I'm happy. I'm ecstatic to have him. That was one of the things I talked about this on stream the other day. That was one of the things that I was taken back by how many people who I did get a lot of people who asked to be a video editor for me for the TikToks and the shorts and that sort of stuff. But unfortunately, most of them didn't seem like they actually played Isaac, and they weren't really what I was looking for. I basically gave a clip. I gave them all the same Twitch clip and said, hey, here you go, make this into a TikTok. And I didn't want to give any input. I didn't want to give any sort of direction, because I want them to act on their own volition and see what they can come up with. And a lot of them made what I would consider to be just not the style that I was looking for. And it seemed like most of them did not play Isaac at all. And what I needed was someone who had the editing chops that allowed me to get the effects that I was looking for and go for a little bit of a meme, sort of like, not clickbaity stuff, but just overall just general meme sort of templates. And Alex, of course, knows how to do all that, and it definitely helps out. It's a big plus that he actually plays Isaac as well. So it's a perfect match made in heaven. I'm very happy to have him here. And if you want to support Alex, because this is more work for him. And also, as I talked about in that community post, he's also in the process of starting to save up some money for a house for his first time ever. So, and I'm very, very honored and stoked to be able to help him do that. And you supporting us on the YouTube Shorts and the TikToks directly helps that out as well. It provides more work, so I can ask Alex to do even more TikToks and more shorts, and it's a nice continuous loop of support here. We get nice tears up courtesy of the Screw. So yeah, I just wanted to get that out of the way here in this opening going. I'm very glad that we had a tears upgrade. So, and thank you to those of you who actually have already taken a look at that short, or if you're coming over from on TikTok, welcome. I don't know how you got here. Hopefully you're enjoying your stay, but if you want to see what my TikTok is, also, you can go to tiktok.com/Sinvicta Official. Cool name. So that out of the way, we'll go on to last week's question of the episode, which is from the What a Combo episode, and that was where we had the My Shadow Grubs actually going along with Contagion, and you know, my shadow got a really big boost of positivity and hype from that episode, and we've successfully shown how powerful it really could be in any given run, especially if you lack the damage but you have the mobility. This is a good way of actually causing more damage, almost kind of in a way, a weird way, a secondary orbital type way with the Dark Grubs from My Shadow. So that episode was very popular, and thank you all again for the support on that. This question comes in from Shadow Reaper 8435, who said, question of the episode, what are some tips you can give to frustrated beginners? I find that I have a lot of theoretical knowledge gathered from watching your videos by a few other creators on YouTube for hundreds of hours in total. However, hang on, let me get done with this room here before I can read this entire paragraph. However, I struggle to properly apply all that knowledge once I play the game for myself. I have slightly below 50 hours in Isaac now and still struggle with the basics. I frequently run into creeps, spikes, and fires and don't seem to see some enemy shots and attacks. Often I don't even see the attack that ends my run, and I'm left guessing. While I have fun playing, I also get very frustrated with myself, and after 2 or 3 runs, I go play something else, only to come back to Isaac a few days later for it to repeat. I love this game, but man, do I suck at it. So we've all been there. I will say right now, let me preface this answer by saying 50 hours in Isaac is you are stuck in the tutorial right now. 100 hours in Isaac is still not enough to adequately gain the knowledge and skill to how to play this game at a high level yet. But don't let that discourage you. I just want you to keep expectations in line with what you are capable of with such a low amount of hours in the game. And again, I'm not saying that to be elite or to be discriminant towards people who are just starting out. I just want you to make sure that your expectations are aligned with your ability, okay? Because that is going to have a direct proportion to what you are capable of in Isaac, is how many hours you have. You don't walk onto a football field and just expect to just be for the first string, right? Especially if you're just starting out, or if you just know nothing about football. You spend a week on the field and all of a sudden you're not sure why you're not the starting quarterback or something like that. So I want to make sure that we align your expectations with your ability to perform in the game first, okay? Secondly, talking about knowing the basics, knowing the understanding of how to do this, how to do that. The biggest thing about Isaac that you have to understand, what I always make sure first and foremost that new players understand about Isaac, is that it is a hard game. You are not going to win the way that I win for a majority of the first few hundred hours of the game, minimum, I would say. And again, this is not me patting myself on the back. This is not me trying to be braggadocious in any way. This is just a fact, okay? Unless if you're some kind of phenom out there, you're not going to be able to put up consistent numbers in Isaac until you have more experience going into it. Now, with that all being said, some of the best things that I can offer beginners are, you got to learn how to dodge. There are plenty of rooms that I pointed out. In this room in particular, this one's a very good room here. And again, here's the seed if you want to try it out for yourself. You don't have to play Eden. You can just play the seed, and it will give you, I believe, the same map anyway. You need to know how to dodge. Dodging is everything. Being able to dodge is the difference between losing a run because of bad damage and winning a run just by the skin of your teeth because you're able to outperform the game. The second biggest thing that I can say about Isaac is you have to learn what the items do and which items are good to pick up, which items are not good to pick up. Now, this is subjective, and some people are going to disagree with me on saying that you should generally take my advice on a majority of items starting out anyway. If you start when you start feeling confident enough at the game to start having your own sort of play style and your own sort of tendencies and your own items that you love, own items that you hate, then by all means exercise your right to do that. What I'm trying to tell you is that, at least for starters, don't try to play like me, but at least try to consider my opinions about certain items. There's a reason why people don't like Cursed Eye. There's a reason why people don't like Missing No. It's not because we're making a bit. It's not because we're trying to be funny or entertaining about something like that. There are legitimate reasons why we don't take certain items. And by we, I mean the greater Isaac community and people who watch me. there are just items in the game that are just factually, undeniably, categorically bad, and they exist for a reason. We talked about this last week. You can't have good items without bad items. The game should not contain nothing but banger items. It should have good and bad. Okay. But what is important is knowing which ones will hinder your ability to learn at the game and also really curb that frustration that you're feeling because you feel like you suck. Everyone sucks when they play Isaac. I sucked when I played Isaac. I still suck at playing Isaac. Okay. Understanding what your limitations are and then setting goals is a good way to start overcoming those sort of disadvantages you might have. First lost. Now, in terms of trying to guess what killed you, at the end of the day, it is important to understand what actually happened, but at the same time, it doesn't really matter because the next run, there's always the next run, next run up, so that sort of thing. You want to make sure that you don't dwell too badly on a loss. Understand what may have happened. I mean, the game does do a very poor job at showing you exactly what killed you. I wouldn't go by the books on that one. You just need to brush it off and say, I think I got hit by a shot. I think I walked in this fire. I think I walked in this spike. Dwelling on what killed me here is not, in my opinion, the best mindset to be in when it doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is that you died. You lost. Okay. Now, how do you learn from that? Was it a spike that I ran into? Was it a fire that I drifted into? Did I take just too much bad damage? That sort of stuff. All these are good practices for you to develop a game plan to make sure that if you get put in this situation again, it doesn't happen again. And without getting too preachy about it, I will say that the most important thing, other than learning how to dodge in Isaac, is also learning what the enemies do. Making sure you know, hey, I know what this boss does. I know this enemy pattern. I know that enemy pattern. Don't get hung up on, I didn't get Sacred Heart for this run. It's over. Just hold reset. Don't get too hung up on that. Learning the fundamentals is what's so great about Isaac is that it is a game where you can't skip ahead. You cannot have you will not have the ability to just be like, yeah, I'm just going to learn this in one single session and just be good at the game. That's not how the game works. What's so great about it is that it is a game that you do have this sort of skill that you need to get to. And some people will say that I'm being too serious about it. It's not like you're training for a sport or anything like that. And hey, that's fine. Let them think that way. But if you want to truly be good at the game or get better at the game, you should probably follow my advice. At least to listen to me about what I'm talking about. Because I do want everyone to enjoy Isaac. I want people to learn how to deal and curb their frustrations, because it is a very difficult game and it is a very frustrating experience for someone who feels like they're not really able to impress anyone yet, or just, they feel like they can play better. And I'm here to tell you that you won't be playing better for a while. But when you do, when you start watching the videos, you understand why Sinvicta says that he doesn't like this item. I now understand why we don't take pills. I now understand why we hate this boss. That is a big turning point for any new player in the game whenever that happens, because it's almost like a light switch. It's like a aha, eureka moment sort of deal. And that's the point that I want all players to get to eventually, especially when you start out playing Isaac. One of the most common things I hear in all my years of playing Isaac is that I will frequently get new people who show up in the mosh pit who are like, I've been watching you for years and I finally broke down and bought Isaac and played it for the first time. You make it look way easier than it actually is. And I'm here to tell you that the game's hard, man. It is a very challenging game, but if you apply some of the stuff that I talk about, you apply some of the strategies that I employ, and turn it to your own, you will find yourself having a very, very positive and fun experience. It takes a while to get there, but I promise you, you will get there. And I do like the way that Shadow Reaper presented that whole spiel as well, talking about, you know, I struggle to properly apply all the knowledge once I play the game myself. That is something that I feel very, very commonly whenever I'm playing TCGs. I'm playing Lorcana, I'm playing Pokemon, I'm playing Magic. You have all these sort of simulations that you run through your brain. You can play against the AI. You can, you know, play against yourself and create scenarios for yourself. All of that is great and all. You can do it flawlessly, and then when the time comes down to it, you just freeze. It's just you get presented with something that you feel like you've never seen before, and it's just like, what the heck do I actually even do here? I totally get that, and Isaac can definitely cause that feeling as well. And straight to the boss. So if you ever find yourself in that scenario where you are feeling like, okay, I know what this item does, I've got a clear, concise victory plan, and then as soon as you boot up the game, something happens, and then you just feel lost. It's just like all of a sudden, out of nowhere, what do I do? Your birthright. I am going to take the mind here. Whenever you get to that level of just directionless, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to describe that. Whenever you get to that level of being sort of hopelessly lost in what the next move is in this game, that is when you know that you need to scale down your expectations. To say, okay, let's go from just dominating, just destroying this run. We need to scale it back a little bit and say, okay, how do we deal with this floor? How do we deal with this room? What are the things that we need right now to improve? And this is something that you hear me talk about very, very often. You will hear me say, you know, catalog the things that are going wrong, catalog the things that we need. A lot of people misconstrue this as just mindless complaining, and no matter how much I tell people that's not the case here, people are just gonna say what they want to, and that's whatever. The reason why it's important to make these sort of mental notes to each other. Oh wow, we don't have any keys. The reason why it's so important to make these sort of mental notes, to say, hey, we're in trouble here. We need tears rate. We need this. We need that. It's so important to keep yourself focused and give yourself a definite goal. We need to get HP. We need to get a key. We need this. We need that. That is what all of this is a practice in. When you hear me talk about it in Isaac. It means that I'm not comfortable with the position that we're currently in. I got to list some stuff that's wrong. We know what's right. We know that we've got good damage. We got good movement speed. We've got good items. Right now, the biggest thing that we're missing right now is just HP and keys. So we need keys. We need HP. We need to not take damage, and we need to just win this room. Win one room at a time. If you're feeling instantly lost as soon as you boot up the game, or you come across a scenario, where did that shot come from? You just instantly get to a scenario where it's just like automatically I'm already lost type deal. That, in my opinion, is you setting way too many lofty goals, and you need to scale it back. Just scale it back. Say, we're going to play better this floor. We're going to play better this room. All of that to say that if you give yourself these sort of micro goals in Isaac, you will, or really in any game, even anything in life in general. I don't want to get too philosophical on you. If you give yourself these sort of micro goals, you will find yourself infinitely having a better outlook on what you're doing. In the gym, we talk about be a better self than you were yesterday. You want to be stronger than you were yesterday. I want to be faster than I was yesterday. Always look for little improvements here and there. The same thing holds true with Isaac and any performance game or anything like that. You want to make sure you're not making the same mistake twice. And a good way to do that, to avoid that happening, is understanding the first mistake that you made initially and making sure, okay, I identified that I dodged this wrong way. I recognize that I did not do this, or I used the active item too early, or I used our last bomb when we really shouldn't have. All these things apply to improving your overall outlook on Isaac and improving your gameplay. And that's when you start having fun. It's when you suss out those frustrating I'm lost moments and turn them into victories. You know, we had that run like yesterday. Like yesterday, there wasn't any particularly amazing thing that happened on yesterday's run, but it was a satisfying win nonetheless because we ended up working with something that we had really nothing going for us at the time for. And that's the level that you need to, you will get to. I'm not saying you need to do it right now. There's no rush. But that is the level that eventually you will find yourself, okay, this is why this Invicta catalogs how bad this is going. This sucks. This greed fight sucks. This XL floor sucks. It happens. There's nothing we can do about it. So here's how we respond to it. And how you respond to the game sort of giving you these challenges ultimately defines what type of Isaac player you are. And being able to overcome all the BS that comes with this game is where the true satisfaction lies. So, TLDR, TLDL. The short and skinny of it is, frustration happens. I get it. Everyone gets frustrated playing Isaac. It's normal. You will get over it. Take your time. Set goals. Small goals. Learn how to dodge. Learn the items. And eventually develop your own tendencies to transform what I do into your own playstyle. And don't expect to be me. And I don't want people to be me. I don't want people to play like me. I say that frequently. But if I can offer good advice to newer players, I do know a thing or two about this game, surprisingly, despite what the internet may tell you sometimes. Vengeful Spirit. But now we got to focus on this run here. Enough of this preachy stuff. We gotta buckle down here because this is not it's not a bad start, of course. I mean, we're doing okay. It's just that we need to get more tiers raid. The tiers raid is the biggest thing. We need to also get some keys here. Surprised that it didn't pay off in one go, to be honest. A soul heart and a red heart. I mean, I'll gladly play this demon judgment here if we get more red hearts. There is a sack room as well. Okay. Come on, Monty. We need the keys here. I'm not leaving here without getting a key, so however long it takes us to get there, Monty, is up to you. But we are leaving this room with a key. Thank you. Happy birthday. I do want to go into the cursed room here, but our priority number one right now is getting into the item room. The stars card that would actually save us from having to use a key, and I'm definitely down for that. With diamonds, doubles our money. It's fantastic. I think I'm just going to use... we need to go deeper. Head on down. Good question though. It spawns good discussion in the chat as well, and in comment sections of course too. I like to give new players advice without trying to be too long-winded, but I am long-winded a lot of times, which is okay. I mean, hey, look, if I can get my point across very clearly and articulate what I feel is very important to spend time on talking about, I'm going to. If people don't like it, well, then you can speed up the video. I can't speed it up because obviously I'm recording this live. We have a planetarium. We got plenty of keys now. Oh my god, what just happened in there? Saturnus. If it was Jupiter, I would consider it, but even then, our movement speed is just so bad right now. Infamy is a good shout. shocked that that did not hit. There, we get Infamy. We'll take the battery. Battery was instrumental with the de-sizzle. Yeah, we'll buy another key as well here. Might as well buy the full charge and use the shove. Oh, never mind. I take that back. I really wish that it would just apply to both of your active items, although I guess that might be a little bit too strong. Trying to get the champion there. I don't know how that ricochet happened. Okay, knockout punch. Knockout drops are okay. I mean, they're not like the end all be all in my opinion, but the knockback damage that you can get is significant. Ooh, brittle bones. Now you're speaking my love language here. We get ourselves some permanent tears upgrades here, as long as we break the bones. Now the problem is that we don't know how much HP we actually have, so it would be unwise for us to break any of these bone hearts until the next floor at least. But we are absolutely going to lose all the bones that we can get, because we are desperate for a tears upgrade. Soul Cane. We can look for we can look for the Ultra Secret Room. It looks like it's either south of the planetarium or to the left of the sack room. Let's see. Definitely a possibility there. This also opens up another possible avenue as well. So I am going to use the Soul Cane in here. My bet is that it's going to be adjacent to this room. I'd be incorrect. So now it could definitely also be in that left corner that we also opened up there. Also. Got ourselves a Yave. And it's also not over here. All right. Right. There's the thing you have to worry about when you're dealing with knockout drops. Hermit card. We can use the Chariot card at least to go fight the boss. It's only depths 1. It'd be nice with Vengeful Spirit because they won't actually, the wisps actually won't be destroyed thanks to the invincibility. A range upgrade. Get Purgatory and Bloody Lust. I'm honestly going to skip both. Reason being is because I don't know how much, I don't want to give away a bone heart without destroying it. Okay. This kind of sucks as well because now we have these soul hearts that we're going to have to take. So Curse the Unknown being an absolute menace right now, but we'll be able to deal with it in the next. Unless it's another Curse the Unknown. Curse of Blind. Well, luckily for us, we weren't going for boss rush anyway, so that game. Their full card. I forgot to go back and get that Hermit card, but that's okay. There's a Tinted Rock there. I was trying to bomb both of them, but... Quarter. Okay, so we're going to leave all the soul hearts behind right now. I can't risk this being 9 lives. As dumb as that sounds, I don't want to lose the opportunity to get a massive amount of tears ups from Brittle Bones. We need to get rid of these bone hearts immediately. So there's not a sack room here that we can do this on, so I'm just going to go back and forth into the curse room. And then with 1 HP, go. .4 on the tiers now. Or 5.35. I think this is Guppy's collar. That's fine. Again, as dumb as it may seem to throw away all that HP like that, we need. This is one of those times where you've really got to be in line with what the goals are here. We need a tiers rate. We have a solution. Now we got to execute and get it. Make a sacrifice of HP, but it was it's game changing for us to go from a 2.95 tiers rate to now looking at 5.35. That's without having the hard cap in tow, because we've done this via Brittle Bones. Very easily and very frequently breaks the tiers cap, which is a big time play. Hello? We get Black Candle. Wow. Black Candle showing up again. Most opportune moments. Big time play, son. Okay, so Curse the Blind is no longer an issue. Neither any other curses. To me, that didn't look like where I lined up putting shovel there, but I could be wrong, I guess. I don't want to put it in front of the door, because knowing me, I would just walk right over it and get mad that I did that. Go check out the crawl spacer. Yeah. My reflection, it's on the way back up, man. It's an item that I used to hate. Item that I thought was absolute garbage because I don't like the boomerang tears, but I've come around full circle on my reflection. It is an item that gives you a very huge damage up. And the return shots, while they can be annoying and dangerous, as long as you don't take the wrong tier effects like Ipecac, can be very, very, very valuable. Piercing shots, and with cursed, or not cursed eye, but Lump of Coal, you are sitting pretty. Fuel Duplex, very nice. Gonna give us a tears upgrade, or a spectral tears effect, along with giving us the shot, the size upgrade, the wide shot. Now notice how we're firing boomerangs and we're not firing just the standard little like crescent moons that we usually do with the Pupilla Duplex. That is because of my reflection. It's a very unique animation there. Things are on the up and up here. Perfect bomb. We got not only the foot, but also the eye coming through the door. I'd be lying if I said that was totally planned. Take the Polaroid here. And as much as I would love to take Dark Matter, because we do, again, need more damage here, I don't necessarily trust how much HP we got, only solely based on the fact that we need to get a little bit more movement speed for me to be comfortable about that. But we're in a good spot now, especially with this tiers rate. So we see the path of where we need to go here, thanks to the mind. Yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about. We barely had enough movement speed to make that dodge. And I mean, just barely. I heard it. Yeah, there we go. We'll take an Eternal Heart because we do have a chance of getting another Devil Deal at some point. Secret Room is going to allow us to skip a huge swath of rooms. That was satisfying. That was just one shot with the Thame. The Thame just said hoof to everything in there. Oh, man. Looking for some art on the ground. I think this qualifies as art. Yeah. Wow, another black market. Need to go deeper. Really, really giving us some good stuff. PH Dizzle. Is it too late for PH Dizzle? 3 HP. Let's see what we get from the boss, and we'll evaluate. We do need more movement speed, just not too much more movement speed. Our tears rate is pretty much sorted. I'm not worried about that. I am worried about losing the 3 HP, but we could get an HP up from HP up pills or like balls of steel or something like that. Yo, man, we don't even have a high luck rating, and Athame is just proccing all over the place. Down for it. That was our last bomb. That was stupid. Okay, well, now we can get PhD for free, essentially. I still want to go see if we end up getting a double deal here first before we act on the black market. We need to get that. Oh my god. Get a damage upgrade. I'm fine with that. We get Guppy's head. Also fine with that. I think we're... we want the shovel or... Man, this is tough. Mr. Boom. Mr. Boom does give us a very, very strong amount of damage right out the gate. Realistically, we don't need Guppy's head. Dizzle immediately gives us a health up. Yeah, I mean, I'll take Nun's Habit. We might as well. I think I am going to go with Mr. Boom over Guppy's head. We don't need the flies necessarily. We need bombs. I'm not willing to give up. We're 2 or 3 a Guppy without ever getting it in a double deal. Yeah, I think Mr. Boom is the best play here. Immediate payoff. We get a tinted rock, get ourselves a secret room, and Keeper Sack. A little bit too late for that, but you know, there it is. Big time damage there from Mr. Boom. Judgment, which is a regular judgment. I think Keeper Sack might have a play here if we end up getting some like Keeper's Shop or something. Normally I wouldn't take the HP upgrade, but we're pretty much due for another devil deal, and we have a very good chance of getting Guppy. Well, not a very good chance, it's just a chance of getting Guppy. Get our keys back at least. And having the mind being able to sort of dictate where we need to go is very helpful. Athame really crushing it for us here. Nice block by Dumpy, but not going to be enough. Yeah, go if you didn't see that YouTube short or TikTok already, go check it out. I made a community post about it on Thursday. I also made a Twitter post about it as well, sort of celebrating and commending the or commemorating. Oh wow, that's a double tender rock. The addition of Alex to the team. He's already been Teams Invicta doing all the great artwork for the thumbnails though, so being able to give him more work and also help support him and Jolie's dream of becoming homeowners, that sort of stuff is something that I would love to do. And I joked about it as well on, that's actually, I don't know if Athame triggers off a teardrop charm. I guess we'll find out. But that's something I joked about on stream, but it does ring true about we have an opportunity for another house to be built through the mosh pit. Another house that the mosh pit built, because obviously the mosh pit gave me the opportunity to live in the house and own the house that I have. So that's one house that the mosh pit has given to me, and then now we have another opportunity to provide someone with a home, like an actual home, and that's just amazing. And if we, you know, if that kind of support, you don't hear about that these days. You really don't. That's what makes us so unique. That's what makes the Mosh Pit so unique here, which is that how supportive and awesome everybody is. That we get to say, like, you know, hey, the Mosh Pit's already built one home. Now let's make another home for someone else that isn't the creator. You know, that's so great. I'm very, very happy to be able to be in a position where I can help Alex and Jolie get to this, you know, sort of realize this dream of being a homeowner. What I'm saying is, if support for the shorts and supports for the TikTok supports Alex and supports myself, obviously, but that allows me to also support Alex. I have multiple people that work for me that do various things for me here. It's not just about supporting me now. It's about supporting other people that I can help out and giving them some extra work that they can do to earn money, but also it helps me out because then, hey, that frees me up from not having to worry about having to do shorts myself or edit it myself or do this or do that. Like, I can actually, oh man, that's so huge. Notice how we get the permanent stat ups here. I probably should use those against Isaac, actually, but notice how we get the permanent tears ups because we just got another couple of bone hearts, and thanks to Brittle Bones, they're always active no matter what. So every single follow-up bone heart that you get and break for the rest of the run becomes a permanent tears up. That's just so good. I haven't noticed the difference between a Thane proccing or not yet. It's been proccing pretty frequently. Is that Beelzebub? I don't think so. Not even close, but I'll take her anyway. I enjoy it. One of my things I really truly enjoy doing is helping the people that I care about out, and being able to continue to work like I do, but now also being able to help them out is I think that's the next evolution, man, of this job. And you all give that to me, so I would not be here without the Mosh Pit. Sinvicta wouldn't be a thing, and definitely wouldn't be here without Isaac. So that's why I'm so appreciative of this game and of Ed and anyone I get an opportunity to speak to from the Isaac developers. And you know, I finally got to catch up with Ed. Little fake teleport there. Ed and I talked for a good like hour and a half the other day. I'm just catching up and discussing very various things, and you know, it's just great to talk to him, and I'm still just honored and tickled pink every time I get to talk to him, because it's like, man, he's the man. Ed and I has always had a pretty good relationship. He's a great guy to talk to. He's a very busy man, obviously, but being able to be someone that I can just say that I talk to, even on the semi-regular these days, because he's very busy with Eugenics, is still an honor. Because, you know, whether he realizes it or not, he changed my life forever. Because I didn't know what I was going to do if YouTube wasn't going to work out. I don't know. I didn't really have a plan past year one. And it's hard to believe, and some people won't believe that it's true, but it is true. I once famously said that it would be my dream just to play Isaac on a daily basis as my main go-to series, so I didn't have to play Heroes of the Storm anymore. I wanted to do what Ryan did, and obviously not to the success that he's seen, but it would have been nice just to have something else that I could do that wasn't playing Heroes of the Storm or Blizzard games anymore. And Isaac was it, man. And without Ed, there wouldn't be Isaac. Without Isaac, there wouldn't be me. So without Isaac, there wouldn't be the Mosh Pit as we know it today. Obviously, I had lots of people who have followed me from the pre-Isaac era, but nothing obviously has ever compared to the success that the channel has seen because of Isaac. What in the world? Did we just teleport Famine? Dude, I don't even know what's going on anymore. So very rant heavy episode today, and I know that some people don't really like that stuff, but this was a run that was pretty much sorted from the moment we said go. There was a little bit of danger early on, obviously, but it's not something that we can't overcome. Hopefully, if you're a new player, you were able to extract a little bit of helpful knowledge out of this episode. And feel free to ask questions. I may not answer them in the comment section, but we have lots of veteran Isaac players who watch these videos every single day. Feel free to ask them, or of course, if you want a little bit more of a direct response, and you're on our Discord, you can ask me there in the Isaac channel. Just make sure you follow server rules and stuff, because I don't really want a bunch of people like tagging me in Discord, because it's very disruptive. But rest assured, if you ask a question in the Isaac channel, it will be answered and seen by me and other people as well. So thank you for watching, everyone. Have a great Saturday. Just a satisfying episode, just through and through. If you enjoyed this episode, or if you enjoyed the topics that we talked about today and enjoyed the discussion, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Please go check out that first New Era YouTube short that Alex edited on Thursday and released on Thursday. Please go check it out. All the links can be found down below. And thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. And as always, see you all next time. Until then, so long, everybody. Thanks for watching this video. I'd like to thank the pages of mine like RickRoo59, Noah Drummond, and Asher. If you'd like to have your name read at the end of an Isaac episode, check out my Patreon campaign, which you can find at patreon.com/Invicta.